What's going on, everyone? My name is Alpha, and today we're back for another Pokemon challenge video. Today we're on Pokemon X, and today's challenge will be, can I beat Pokemon X Hardcore Nuzlocke with only water type Pokemon. Now there's not a single video to date that has ever done this, so I'm the first one to do this. I claim this idea. So a few things to mention. Obviously we're doing a Hardcore Nuzlocke, and as well we have a layout for once. Got round of applause. I have a layout. So you can see the updated Pokemon. I sometimes mess it up, but it's okay. Outside of that, we're doing a Hardcore Nuzlocke. Original rules of a Nuzlocke: first encounter is the only Pokemon you can catch. In this situation, since it's a mono type run, it's the first water type Pokemon I encounter is the first Pokemon I can only catch. And since it's a Nuzlocke, any fainting equals a death. Final rule of unregular Nuzlockes: each of my Pokemon will be nicknamed. I'll be nicknaming each of my Pokemon after you guys. Throwing into a hardcore phase. Hardcore means I cannot overlevel my Pokemon, so any gym leader's max level is my max level for that checkpoint. Now when it comes to the Elite Four, the highest level is 68, the lowest is 63, I believe, so around 66 it should be a good mark for us. You know, it's not too high, it's not too low for the champion, so I think that should be a good place to balance. And as well, I have to play on set mode, and I cannot use items inside a battle, but held items are okay, so we'll get into that in a little bit. Obviously, I nickname my Pokemon after you guys all the time, so here are the nicknames I picked out for this challenge video. If you guys want to be nicknamed after a Pokemon in my future challenge video, just drop it in the comments and hopefully I'll pick yours. And while you guys are down there commenting a nickname, please don't forget to leave a like, comment down below some challenge ideas just like this one, and subscribe if you guys are not already. It would really help my channel. Please, come on, help a boy out. Anyways, let's get into the challenge itself. Of course, we're doing a Hardcore Nuzlocke. It's going to be a bit annoying. Our first starter is the only starter that is a water type, so we're going to get a Froakie. Froakie is actually ideally the best starter. One of the better starters, I think. I would have to say it is the best starter, in my opinion. Maybe Delphox is the second best, or even the better one, but of course, we're going to start with Froakie. We're going to easily beat Shauna and then head into the forest. I actually don't know the forest of this name. I don't think it's that remarkable. Anyways, in the forest we can get our second water type Pokemon, which is a Panpour. It took a little bit. It took us going to the end of it and then also finding it in like 20 minutes after it. So we found ourselves a Panpour. In outside Route 3, there's a few Pokemons we can find. A Bidoof technically, because it evolves into a water type, and as well in a Azumarill. I was looking for either one of them. I was looking for a Azumarill more, so luckily we have that on our team now. And as well, into Route 22, there is one more Pokemon we can catch on a team. Luckily enough, we get the Psyduck out here. That's 4 Pokemon to start the game with, which is really nice. We gotta train them up to level 12, because that is the max cap level for this gym leader. Now, the first gym leader is against Viola. Viola is going to be the bug type gym leader of the game, and we're going to start the battle using our Psyduck against her. She can send out a Surskit. It's not going to do too much damage to us, since Psyduck's pretty tanky for a beginner Pokemon. And obviously we waste her potion so she doesn't get recovery after this. And as well, we're going to knock out the Surskit as she sends out a Vivillon. Now this Vivillon is actually very annoying. It's actually going to end up Infestation critting me, and then I'm like, uh-oh, Water Gun does not do too much damage. And then eventually it'll tackle me, knock out my first Pokemon. So Psyduck goes down. That's not really cash money. So I send in my Panpour. I'm like, look it, hopefully it gets paralyzed so it can switch out. Infestation me. I'm like, okay, maybe eventually I'll get paralyzed. 3 licks. No paralyze, and I just lost my Panpour. I was kind of excited to use Panpour because I want to use Nasty Plant and all that and just set up and go, but Panpour goes down. So 2 of my Pokemon already went down. Luckily enough, I sent out my Froakie. I'm able to bubble it, get it down to red HP, and then I have Quick Attack on just in case, and Quick Attack would knock her out, avoiding any crits chance at all, and we knock out Vivillon and Viola. We get the first gym badge of the game, obviously with some casualties, but sometimes we gotta do that. Next up, we're going to head into Lumio City, and we're going to face off against Professor Sycamore in his lab. Once we beat Professor Sycamore, he's not too hard of a battle. We are going to get an option to pick out any Kanto starter. Again, they really stick on the Kanto trope a lot. But we're going to get ourselves a Squirtle on our team, which is really great. And then we're going to awaken the Snorlax. That's a side quest. Remember this palace because it will be useful in the future. There is an encounter over here, but we can't get it right now. Anyways, we're going to head into the cliffside over here, and there is another water type encounter that we can have. Unfortunately, it is a horde encounter, so we have to stick around and then use all the honey we get. We're going to reset until we get it because we're not going to spend any money on honey. I don't know if this breaks the rules or not, but I'm just going to reset until we get an encounter, or only encounter that's possible in this route, which is a Wingull. Now, luckily enough, we get the Wingull because Wingull eventually evolves into Pelipper, which eventually gets Fly, so it's actually pretty useful. We're gonna head into Glittering Cave. In here, we just gotta go to the end. I really like this aspect of the game. This is really a big excuse for me just to play Gen 6 again. I love X and Y. I don't know, I'm in the minority of where I love X and Y. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't. It is what it is. I actually max out the hours. I don't know if you know this, but you know, it's kind of a brag for me. Once we get through Glittering Cave, we're going to face off against the Team Flare members. I'm not a big fan of them. They're not the biggest draw into the game. I really like the 3D aspect of this game. It might be chibi for them. You guys might not like that, but it is what it is. Anyways, we're going to head into the second gym of the game once we deal with Team Flare. And over here, I actually get very impressed because my War Turtle ends up 1v1ing this Relicanth. Now, maybe I left it in for too long, but I am very surprised my War Turtle ended up beating down this Relicanth, because this Relicanth always gives me trouble in any single playthrough I have, and it's just very annoying. It blacks me out most of the time, so I'm surprised War Turtle actually knocks him out. But anyways, we're going to face off against the second gym leader of the game, which is Grant, and we're going to start the battle using a War Turtle against his Amoris. He has both the fossil Pokemon, so it's going to be annoying. He's going to end up paralyzing me, so I can't really attack him for 2 turns in a row after I hit him with the initial Water Gun. He's going to knock me really low where I activate Torrent, and then Water Gun will knock him out from above half. And then he's going to send out his Tyrant. I have 4 Pokemon. I want to save the Wingull. I do not want to sack my Frogadier, so I got to sack my Azumarill here. It is what it is. Just throw it out. Maybe it'll live an attack. Probably not. I don't know why this thing did not evolve. I think it's through happiness, which, you know what, is a good thing that it went down. Anyways, I'm going to send out my Frogadier. I'm able to smoke screen it. I don't know why I did that. I end up doing it. I'm going to water post it to the face with my Torrent boosted. I confused it, and I'm like, I can't sack anyone else. Cross my fingers this works out. It actually does not hit itself in confusion. It misses his bite, and I'm able to hit it again with a water post, and I get through Grant without losing any Pokemon, or any important Pokemon at least. Once we beat Grant, we have access to the route before Geosyn's Town, and in the yellow grass, we're able to find ourselves an Eevee. Now this Eevee technically is not a water type Pokemon, but it evolves into a water type Pokemon. So that is our first encounter of the grass. We're going to end up catching the Eevee and then going back into the cliffside where we found the Wingull. We're going to use Strength and then find the Water Stone in here and then evolve our Eevee into a Vaporeon, which our team is looking pretty nice now. From there, we're going to head into Mirror Cave, and this is such an annoying cave because the level is not too different from us. We're about the same level as the cave. But unfortunately, the Pokemon in here do so much damage, as you can see. Almost knock out my Frogadier. I'm like, well, leave. Get away from me. So, it's very annoying. I had to go back through the Poke Center multiple times because I don't have that much potions. We're going to head into the next town in Shallura City. In Shallura City, there is a gym for us, which is the fighting gym of the game. In here, our newly acquired Pelipper should shine a little more since it is the flying type of our team. Once we clear the gym puzzle in here, we're able to face off against Karina. Karina is giving me the 3rd gym leader of the game, the fighting type gym leader. And we're going to start the battle using our Pelipper against her. Our Pelipper is going to knock out the Mienshao, not after, roosting up. I want to get enough HP to soak up all the damage. And also, we wasted a potion of her, so this is actually a great start. All her potions are gone, and I'm able to roost up in front of her and then knock out her Mienshao. Or it's a Mienfoo, my bad. It's a Mienfoo. Anyways, you can set out a Machoke next. I'm able to water post it. Trying to hope for a confusion, but then it's going to Rock Tomb me, lower my speed. And I'm just kind of hoping it doesn't knock me out using Rock Tomb because it leered me twice. Luckily enough, I crit a wing attack and knock the Machoke out. Then it's going to send out his Hawlucha. I'm like, I'm weak for this. It is not looking good. So I want to switch out, send in my War Turtle. Do not take the Flying Press easily. You're going to hold him close in front of me. I get it confused, but I'm not trying to risk it. Switch into my Vaporeon because it has the Ice move. It's going to hit me really hard with a Flying Press, and I'm like, ooh, Aurora Beam does not knock him out, so I want to switch back into my Pelipper, absorb the Flying Press, and then eventually knock him out using a Wing Attack, and we get the 3rd gym badge of the game. From there, though, we're going to have access to the Mega Evolution after this sequence where we use Lucario to beat down Karina. It's a fairly quick battle. Anyways, after that, we have access to the HM03 Surf, and you can see I go a little crazy with it. All my Pokemon are learning Surf. I have some of my War Turtle, obviously, because it's Water Post, and it's going to be beneficial with its Mega Launcher when it Mega Evolves. In the water, right outside of where we just got Surf, our first encounter in here is a Tentacool. Tentacool is going to be useful, Water type Pokemon, and a Poison type, so it's going to be cool. Put it out on the team. Game froze a little bit, but you know what? That's what you gotta expect from an emulator. But we're gonna catch ourselves a Tentacool in here, and then we're gonna head into Azure Bay, which is a completely different route, but that's pretty close to this route. I mean, our first encounter is a Tentacle, but we're using a Dupe's Claws, so I can't use that Pokemon, but it also does not count as my first encounter. So our first encounter technically is the Slowpoke, and I'm actually fairly happy with that. So I caught myself a Slowpoke, and then we're gonna head into the next area of the game. The next area in this game is gonna be by the bay. There's a marketplace for us where we can get a bunch of sea incense for us. If you guys do not know what a sea incense or a wave incense is, basically it's like a mystic water. It boosts up water type moves, and it's pretty helpful as a hell item. So we can use hell items, of course, and all our Pokemon are water types. Anyways, we're gonna head into the 4th gym of the game, the grass gym of the game, and this is probably the most unremarkable, forgettable gym of all times, but we have to do it since we're playing Pokemon X. We're gonna face up against the 4th gym leader of the game, Ramos. Ramos is gonna be the grass type gym leader, of course. We're using our Tentacruel against him. We're gonna start the battle using our Toxic Spikes to set it up in front of the Jumpluff. Now this might not be the best play, obviously, because I kind of just lose all my HP on my Tentacruel and I gotta switch out now. But I switch out into my Pelipper, and Pelipper can actually outstall the Jumpluff here. So I'm able to knock it out eventually using Roost here and there. It's kind of annoying. It's going to get a Leech Seed off on me, and eventually I'm able to knock it out using Wing Attack. That is a great thing for us because we don't lose any Pokemon from here. We also waste out Ramos's Hyper Potion, and then we're able to knock out the Jumpluff. And then he can send out his Go-Go, which is very important because Go-Go is going to get Toxic Spiked, which is basically toxic. I mean, all we got to do is just survive 6 turns, I think. We just got to survive 6 turns. And I am just trying to heal up. I don't know why I used Fly. I should have used Roost in front of him, but now I'm too low to do anything. But he's at half HP. So switch out into my War Turtle. I just debate him in, and I'm here. Right here. I'm like thinking like, you know what? I just sacked the Slowpoke. I don't need a Slowpoke right now. Switching to my Slowpoke, but he actually does not use a Grass move, so he hits me with a takedown, and I'm like, oh. So Slowpoke just survived that, and now it's just kind of awkward. Then he can send out his Poison type, which absorbs the Toxic Spikes, which he should have done first because that's not his ace Pokemon, so he should have sent out the Weeping Bell first. But anyways, I send out my Vaporeon, I get Poison, which is ironic. Then I use my Ice move, and the Ice move actually 2-shots it. And I'm like, how strong is this Vaporeon? It's amazing. So I knock out Ramos without losing a single Pokemon. I beat the Grass Gym without losing a single Pokemon. Fantastic. That's a thumbs up right there. I think that might be the first gym outside of the fighting gym that we didn't lose a Pokemon. Anyways, from there though, there is a few things for us. We're going to head into the power plant where we got to get power to Lumiose City. We're going to evolve our Frogadier into a Greninja. And also evolve our Blastoise into a Blastoise, obviously. And then, you know, Slowpoke into a Slowbro. You know the things, you know the vibes. We're going to head into Lumiose City now, and there is a gym for us in here. The Electric Gym, of course, there's an Electric Gym. A Grass and Electric Gym. It doesn't help me ever. It's the most annoying model type I could have chose. But anyways, we're going to head into the Lumiose City Gym, and we're going to clear through the puzzle, of course, and then head into the fight against Clement. Now, Clement is going to be the electric type gym leader of the game. We're going to start the battle using our Vaporeon against his Amoga, and I'm like, I fell for it. It's going to Volt Switch. Any Amoga that ever lives, Volt Switch, and then I use Aurora Beam, but he Volt Switched out into his Magneton, and I'm like, oh my god. Well, I can't switch out because all my Pokemon are weak to electric. So my Vaporeon does a lot of damage with Surf, but unfortunately goes down to the Thunderbolt. And I'm like, wow, that could have been avoided. I could have just surfed it the first turn, but I was dumb. I should have known it was going to Volt Switch, but it didn't. Anyways, I'm going to Mega Evolve with my Blastoise and then Water Pulse it. 2-shot will knock him out. It's going to waste all his potions, which is fantastic for us. Thank you. Thank you for wasting all the potions. Anyways, Clement's going to send out his Heliolisk next, which is his ace. I don't know why most gym leaders only have 3 Pokemon. It's kind of sad, but that's going to be really helpful for me because I'm actually trash at this game apparently. But send out my Tentacruel. Tentacruel will live 1 attack, but I mean, I can't really do too much. I lower his special defense with Acid Spray, but he's going to knock my Tentacruel. So there's 2 Pokemon down. Send him my Slowbro. I can't use any water moves against this Heliolisk because he has Dry Skin, and then he's going to Thunderbolt me. Almost knocks out my Slowbro in 1 shot, but I'm able to do a bit of chip damage using Confusion, and then he's going to knock out my Slowbro. So that's 3 Pokemon down. Send him my Mega Blastoise. I'm able to Strength, knock out the Heliolisk, and I'm able to luckily survive this entire game. I'll end up Water Posting 1-shot the Amoga, and we beat Clement, but at the cost of half our team, which is unfortunate, but it's doable. We have the 3 core members of what we want. I mean, I kind of want a Vaporeon, but it is what it is. We have Greninja, Blastoise, and Pelipper. Pelipper is obviously useful for us flying because I'll go crazy if I can't fly. But anyways, we're gonna head into the Swampy Grout over here. The Swampy Grout in here has a Quagsire for us, so we're gonna catch ourselves a Quagsire as our first encounter. Our next encounter will be in Library City. In here we find ourselves a Basculin, so free catcher in that. Physical attacker obviously, and we're gonna face off against the next gym leader in Library City. I just like to say that. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but I like saying it. From there though, we're gonna face off against the fairy type gym leader Valerie. We're gonna start the battle using our Greninja against her Mawile. We're gonna surf it down. Surf actually ends up one-shotting it, so I'm like, oh, well, okay, that's fine. Then it's gonna send out as Mr. Mime next. I'm gonna surf it, it's gonna light screen up, and then I know it's gonna use a fairy move, so I gotta switch out. I cannot lose this Greninja. Unfortunately, I did not update my real-time Pokemon, but just know that I do have a Quagsire and a Basculin. Anyways, I switch out into said Basculin. And then a Basculin would knock out the Mr. Mime for me and sends out his Sylveon next. I do not want my Basculin to die, so obviously I'm a great Nuzlocke. So I switch into my Quagsire. Quagsire don't want to die to either, but I want to yawn it down. Hopefully it will get yawned down, and I want to switch out into my Blastoise to take any hits. Lucky enough, Blastoise would take any hits and then just slowly whittle it down. This is a weird situation. This is a weird scenario where I water posted twice, then it doesn't wake up, and then it heals itself. And then I'm able to water post it again and it doesn't wake up. And then eventually water post will just knock it down. It's like, what? But I'm able to knock out Sylveon and I'm not, no complaints there. No complaints there. No Pokemon lost either. So next up, we're gonna face off in a double battle against Team Flare. Just common casual in the Pokeball Factory, of course. Clear through the Pokeball Factory with Team Flare in it and then head into the next routes of the game. In here though, we're able to catch ourselves a Lombre, which is great as our first encounter in the new route outside the Pokeball Factory, but I mean, we have that in the back of our minds. We kind of want to go back into the palace since we have the good rod and the old rod on us. We want to set up fishing right here in the palace because that is our first encounter, and our first encounter will be a Magikarp, a water type Pokemon. So we're gonna put that on our team. Unfortunately for the Ludicolo, it will not see any playing time at all because I replaced it with a Magikarp real quick. Gyarados becomes a really good sweeper on my team, so I really want to play with that. It has a setup move and all, so it's really good for us. From there, we're going to beat down our rival right outside of the 7th gym leader. Don't know why she's garbage, and she also don't have a full team already. This is the 7th gym leader of the game. Like, the game progressed pretty fast. Like, I'm level of like 50 basically. Anyways, we're going to head into the 7th gym leader of the game in Anastar City. In here, we're going to face off against Olympia. Olympia is not a double battle fight, which I thought it was since it's the anime, but I completely forgot. It's actually a single battle fight. She can start the battle using her Sigilyph against me. Use my Gyarados. Gyarados is cool. I put a Citrus Berry on Gyarados because I didn't have any Sea Instants left. So I'm using Dragon Dance running from the Sigilyph twice. It's going to hit me down to my Citrus Berry, but I should be fine with that. Then she can send out her Slow King and Calm Mind in front of me. I'm like, that's odd. So I'm going to bite it again and knock it out. I don't know what it's trying to do. Then it's going to send out his Meowstic, which I'm like, well, this is going down. Lucky enough, it does not outspeed me because I have +3, and it could have Thunderbolt me, but Bite will knock him out in one shot, and we sweep the 7th gym leader of the game. I mean, I just kind of wish she had a full team or something close enough. I don't know why the obsession with 3 Pokemon right now, but next up, we're going to head into the Team Flare hideout in the cafe over here. Kind of get lost doing the puzzle, but we end up facing off against the admins in here. The admins are pretty forgettable. Again, they're not the highlight of Generation 6, but we do end up beating the admins in here, and then head into the basement of the hideout in Geosynch Town, face off against the goons in here, and then catch yourselves a Xerneas, not going to be on the team obviously, and then face off against Lysandre. This is going to be the final boss of Team Flare. We're going to start the battle using our Gyarados against him. No, that's just Mienshio's name. Never mind. We end up knocking out the Mienshio and the Pyroar using our Gyarados. But unfortunately, it's going to send out its Honchkrow, which scares me. So I switch out into my Greninja, which will 2-shot it with Surf and Water Shuriken. In this game, Water Shuriken is somehow physical attacking, but then he's going to send out his Ultra Mega Gyarados, which is kind of annoying. But I want to switch out into my Quagsire. Quagsire can take any hits, basically. It's going to outrage me. I don't know about taking any hits, but it took that hit okayly. And then in this situation, I'm like, I got to sack someone. It's not looking good. I'm like, sack Basculin. I guess I gotta sack Basculin. Basculin doesn't have too much work going on anyway, so I end up sacking my Basculin and then switch out into my Gyarados to lower the attack state of it, and then switch out into my Blastoise next. Blastoise will Mega Evolve, And then luckily we'll actually 1v1 the Mega Gyarados for us. Water Pulse with Mega Launcher ends up beating down the Gyarados, and we beat Lysandre just through that. So we have to sack one Pokemon, but we end up saving our run. The Gyarados could really stop us, because how are we gonna stop them? Anyways, we're gonna get the HM for Waterfall, which will put on our physical attackers. I do still have Basculin in the corner over there. This is my first time using layout, guys. Calm down, calm down, calm down. Basculin's not on my team, but I do end up catching this Poliwhirl as our first encounter over here, and then evolve it into a Poliwrath. And then we're gonna head into the Pokemon Village, where we find the 8th gym leader of the game. It's gonna be the Ice type gym leader of the game, and he's kind of a pushover. I don't know why he's here. He should have stayed here. Just give me the badge. But we're gonna go fix this puzzle, which I actually really like. I like this puzzle a lot. I don't know, I'm like a child. I really like this puzzle for some reason. It's like a Rubik's Cube. Anyways, face up against Wolfric, the 8th gym leader of the game. He's gonna start the battle using his Abomasnow. I started the battle using my newly formed Poliwrath, because it's the only thing that could knock him out, I'll be honest. Well, I have Wake Up Slap of all moves, but Wake Up Slap will 2-shot it, take an Energy Ball, which is fine. I mean, luckily it's not Giga Drain, but I'm able to Wake Up Slap it once more, knock him out. Then he's gonna send out his Cryogonal, which I'm like, I mean, it's not much for me to do, but he's not gonna really hurt me at all because it's a Cryogonal. I wish this would have been way more difficult if he had Freeze Dry at any point, but other trainers in this game has Freeze Dry, but Wolfric has Ice Beam, which doesn't make any sense. Would have been really useful in this situation for Wolfric to use, obviously, Freeze Dry, but he's not smart enough to use it, and luckily enough, he confused my Greninja and all, and eventually, took a little bit, but I'm just gonna sack my Gyarados too. What is going on? Eventually, I'm able to knock him out using my Quagsire. Jeez, but it took a whole squad member. It took the whole squad to knock out the Cryogonal. And then I switch out to my Pelipper. Pelipper will take the Avalanche. I want to roost it off, regain my HP without taking too much damage. And then Surf will 2-shot the What is going on? How would 2-shot it? But Pelipper ends up 2-shotting the Avalock, and we get the 8th gym badge of the game. Maybe if they didn't use 3 Pokemon at a time. I don't know why. I don't know why I like this game, actually. Replaying this game, I actually don't like this game anymore. Anyways, from there though, once we get all 8th gym badge and we stop Team Flare from doing whatever they want to do, we are now have free reigns to do whatever we want. So we're gonna head into Victory Road next, and head into the Elite Four. In Victory Road is not too much for us. We beat Serena. That's about it. Then we head into the Elite Four. Elite Four, very, very cool in this game. Though they're not that strong, especially since I turned off the XP share. It's useful. It's also not useful here and there. But we're gonna face off against the first Elite Four member, which is Malva. Malva is gonna be the Fire type Elite Four member. We're gonna start the battle using our Water type Greninja against her Pyro. Greninja will 1-shot it using Surf, and then guess what happens next? It's gonna send out his Talonflame. Actually, outspeeds me. Brave Birds me, almost knocks me out, but then Surf will knock him out. She's gonna send out her Torkoal, which will not live a Surf. I didn't even need to risk it. And then Chandelier comes out, Surf will knock it out, and we will knock out Malva. Anyways, next up, we're gonna face off against the next Elite Four member, we're Wikstrom. Wikstrom's gonna be a Steel type Elite Four member. We're gonna start the battle using our Gyarados against her. We're gonna drag it in front of the Klefki, which I do not know what it's trying to do. It's trying to Dazzling Gleam me. We just keep doing it. I don't mind. Then it's gonna torment me, so it's kind of stuck in here. So I'm gonna Dragon Dance in front of him once again. I'll Waterfall him, knock him out in 1 shot. Then he's gonna send out his Probopass. I'm like, oh, well, I can't really do too much here. So I decided to I should have second guessed it, but I was trying to flinch him down using Bite for some reason. Then he's gonna discharge me, almost knock me out. Then I'm gonna Water Post, knock him out. Then he's gonna send out a Scizor. I know the Scizor has Bullet Punch for sure. Switch out into my Blastoise, take the Bullet Punch, then Mega Evolve and knock out the Scizor in 2 shots. Then he's gonna send out his Aegislash. I could do, I could survive a hit. Blastoise is pretty tanky. I was trying to look for a confusion. It can hit me with a Shadow Claw, kind of scary. So I decided to switch out into my Quagsire. Quagsire has Earthquake on, so it should knock him out at any point. It's gonna hit me one more time with a Shadow Claw, but I'm able to survive it, knock him out using Earthquake. And then down goes Wikstrom. Next up, we're going to face off against the 3rd Elite Four member of the game, the Dragon type Elite Four member. We're going to start the battle using our Blastoise against her. I decided to just Mega Evolve Ice Beam it, get the Mega Launcher boost. I do end up knocking out the Dragolich in 1 shot. Then it's going to switch out into Artaria. Ice Beam would knock him out. Jeez, this is disgusting. Since I was Northern next, take a Super Fang, then Ice Beam to the head. And then it's going to send out his Druddigon. I'm like, this is sad. I don't knock it out in 1 shot, but it freezes it, and then it's frozen solid, so I basically just win just off that. So 2 more Ice Beam would knock him out. Why didn't he give him 5 Pokemon for each of the Elite Four members? Why did he just have 1 more than the gym leaders? I don't understand. Why did they make it so easy? This game is actually pretty difficult if you don't use the XP share and you're playing on a Hardcore Nuzlocke, but that's the extent you have to go. Anyways, we're gonna face off against the next Elite Four member of the game, the final Elite Four member, which is gonna be the Water type Elite Four member. We're gonna start a battle using our Gyarados against Lysandre. I decided to Dragon Dance in front of him, just it's a free Dragon Dance. I decided to bite him down. He gets flinch, and then bite him down again. He's gonna take a Dragon Pulse. I'm able to bite him down and then knock him out. That's a pretty good start. He's gonna send out his Barbarical next. Obviously, Rock type move coming, so switch out into my Ground type Pokemon, which is Quagsire. Earthquake him down. 2 Earthquakes will end up knocking him out, which is great. Then he's gonna send out his own Gyarados. I'm like, whoa, this is not good. This is not good. Switch out into my Blastoise. Take a Waterfall. I'm surprised he didn't Dragon Dance up, but I'm able to Mega Evolve and then Ice Beam him down. End up freezing the Gyarados, and then just keep Ice Beaming him down. Eventually, I'm able to knock him out using Ice Beams. Then can switch out into the Starmie, which I have Strength. Strength ends up being one of a really good move, and you'll see why at the end of the battle too. We knock out the Starmie. we just clobber down the Starmie, and we beat the final Elite Four member of the game. Now that does not mean we're done just yet. We gotta face off against the champion. We have to head into the champion, which is, oh my god, it looks so beautiful. Anyways, we're gonna face off against the champion Diantha. Diantha, mixture of Pokemon, but she is the champion of Kalos. So we're gonna start the battle against her Hawlucha with my Gyarados. We're gonna Intimidate down it. Then we're gonna Dragon Dance in front of it, which is kind of scary. I take a hit, which is fine, but 2 more Dragon Dance should be fine as a trade-off. Trying to boost up with me, trying to use Swords Dance, but I end up one-shotting it using Waterfall. Then he's gonna switch out to his Aurorus. Waterfall will knock that thing out in 1 shot. Fortunately though, it's gonna switch out into his Tyrantrum. I do not knock it out using Ice Fang, which is unfortunate. Should have used Waterfall. Hindsight's 2020. But it's gonna Head Smash me, knock out the Tyrantrum and my Gyarados as well. Then I decided to switch out into my Pelipper against her. She decided to switch out into her Gourgeist, which is annoying. I end up flying it, and then it's gonna Phantom Force and then switch out. So I missed my fly. Then it's gonna hit me with a Phantom Force, which is annoying. I end up using Fly again, and then it's gonna Phantom Force, knock out my Pelipper, which I completely threw away that. I don't know why I just threw away that for no reason. Anyways, I'm gonna switch out into my Greninja against the Grass type. I'm able to knock it down to red HP, and then it's gonna heal up again. Ice Beam will just knock it down again, take the Seed Bomb, but I'm able to knock it out eventually. Her next Pokemon, her second to last Pokemon, will be a Goodra. She sends it out, takes my Ice Beam pretty well, and then Focus Blast me in the head. I'm like 3 Pokemons left. What do I have? I have a Poliwrath. I decide to choke, Body Slam it, obviously, and then I Rain Dance for no reason. I don't have Swift Swim, I have Water Absorb, so this was a big choke for no reason. I just lost a lot of HP. Body Slam will knock him out. Then she's gonna switch out into her Mega Gardevoir. This Mega Gardevoir one-shots me in the head using obviously Moonblast. And it's not. This is my real last shot. I don't think my Blastoise can knock her out before she knocks me out. So I decided to switch out into my Quagsire. Quagsire will yawn it, run in her face, and then I just gotta sack my Quagsire. It is what it is. So 5 members down. Last Pokemon in my list, my Mega Blastoise, and I'm like, come on, please do it for me. It traces. I forgot to mention this. It traced my Water Absorb from my Poliwrath. I can't use my Water move against her. So Blastoise is really out here without anything. I decided to Mega Evolve, use Ice Beam against her. It does not do a lot. It does not do a lot. I do about half to her with 2 Ice Beams, and then she wakes up. She can hit me in the face. I just gotta go all out. I'm gonna Strength, see if I can knock it out. She's gonna end up waking up, Thunderbolting me, almost knocking me out. Then Strength will knock out the Mega Gardevoir, and we beat Diantha using Strength. somehow we beat Diantha. We beat the champion of Kalos using an HM move. That is celebratory right there. That's celebratory material right there. We beat Kalos using a Mega Evolution, but we're using an HM, which is, I don't know what was going on there. And then the final ceremonial fight against AZ. I mean, we just gotta knock out his entire team. We beat AZ, and that is the end of the challenge. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment down below some challenge videos just like this one, and subscribe if you guys are not already. It greatly help my channel. Anyways, my name's been Alpha. Hope you guys all had a great day. I'm out. Peace.